Peppa and Ashton, Spacey Jane. Welcome to Airing Your Dirty Laundry. How are you guys?
Hi, good, thanks.
We're so good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on. It's very cool for me to have you here. I just have been following you. You've just completed a run of 3 shows across Australia, releasing a new album just announced, just released a new single. How's everything going?
So good. It's so exciting to finally be getting back into it and to be playing live again is so nice for us.
Yeah, because you guys haven't been playing. You've been away. Like, I feel like you kind of almost dropped off the planet for a little bit there. Like,
It felt like that.
yeah,
It's been a year, I think.
right.
So
Yeah, because you played
hungry.
Lollapalooza last year, but that was like your only show for the year. Is that right?
It was a year before.
Oh, it was a year before.
Yeah.
Okay, so then literally
Last
nothing.
year's showless completely.
Wow.
But
And so then how do you, I suppose, do you have to, when you're away for that year, are you practicing and keeping up, like, or when you get back into the band and rehearsing, do you feel like it's all brand new again?
We were doing a lot of recording last year, so we were playing quite a lot, but we definitely had to relearn some of the songs that we hadn't played for a long time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because you guys are spread across different parts of Australia. Oh, no, different parts of the world now, right? Like some of you are in LA. You're in Western Australia, correct? And you're in
I'm in
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah. So then how's it kind of being apart from each other and then coming back?
it's always like way more sad when we finish something now because it means we're not going to see each other for a while. But
Totally.
we're getting more used to it, I think. And it's surprising how much muscle memory there is. Like, I think we played for like 7 years straight, almost 7 or 8, and then to get back into it after a year of not playing, it's like, it's all kind of still there.
Totally.
Which is pretty cool.
Do you have like a WhatsApp group or something that you're all talking to each other in, like while you're all apart?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Facebook chat.
Yeah.
It's called Music Monks.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. And so, what's in the chat? Is it just sort of talking about recording process and things, or is it just more like, I don't know, everyday stuff?
A bit of both.
Yeah. I noticed like the inactivity as well on Instagram, because I think there was like a post from 24 weeks ago that I saw, and then the next one was like 12 weeks ago. So there was like even a 3-month period. So I guess what's like the reasoning behind also taking time off, not just from playing, but then also from socials and everything? Is there like a purpose behind that?
I think we want to make sure we're backing up what we're doing with some music, you know? It's like, it's kind of nice to step away and sort of figure out how we're going to enter this new era. People might get sick of us otherwise. We're posting all the time, we're not releasing music.
Yeah,
like, people get
interesting.
frustrated.
Like the sick of you thing, because I was wondering, like, do you think that's a thing in Australia? You know, like a lot of bands will play, and it's not to say that we're sick of bands on the lineups, that's not what I'm saying at all, but you know, you can see the similar repetition of lineups and things. So is that also purposely why you kind of take a step back as well? Because like, if you wanted to, you could be on festivals and things, but then making that choice not to.
Yeah, I don't want to oversaturate the market, and
We needed to take a step back as well for ourselves, I think.
Yeah, because 7 and 8 years is a long.
Yeah, and just we had a lot to do that shows didn't really fit into that sort of period. So it was nice to like bookend it with, last show was in Kiama in December 23, and then we just focused on recording, and it was kind of the first time we had time to focus on our personal lives. I feel like since the start of the band almost. So that was nice to have some time. But we were pretty busy as well. We got a lot done.
Yeah. What were you doing, like, I suppose, in that time, like, personally? Because I know you've got a side project as well.
Yeah.
Right. So you Lipstick Palms, and that's with your partner, is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, like, you're working on that in that time as well?
one thing that people might not realise about being in a band is like the time off is so... You're so
Vacant.
off, It's like you're so busy, and then you have to find meaning in your life and things to do outside of music for when you're not doing shows and things.
Yeah. So
I think we all find ways to entertain ourselves and find purpose and things.
Yeah. How do you find purpose in time off?
We travelled a lot this year, which is really great.
Yeah.
It's just nice to sort of be with friends and focus on, I'm still playing music a lot, just not in front of people.
Is it true that you do stand-up comedy?
No, it's just funny. I've heard this a couple of times now. I have a few of my friends are stand-ups in Melbourne, but I went on my friend Ferg's show, and people thought I was doing a comedy set, but it was just,
You weren't doing
I was
it.
the guest.
I was going to say, can you give us give us a, I don't know, what do you call it? Like a joke.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting the experience of a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah, yeah, really?
Everyone's like, tell us a joke. It's
No,
like,
it would be so hard because imagine trying to playing music to people, right? They already know your lines, your songs, and they know the words and they know melody, all of that sort of stuff. Imagine trying to get up there and just make people laugh. I feel like that's got to be like the hardest job in the world.
totally. I was so nervous for that show that I did.
Yeah.
Like, I was just in the green room watching the comedians, not the other, I'm not a comedian. The comedians.
The other
sets.
comedians, myself and my fellow peers, whatever.
But they're all so nice, and then they went and did the funniest sets, and I was just like, I was freaking out back there. I was like pacing. I was like, should I listen to stuff like I do before a show?
Yeah.
But way more nervous than playing a show, which is just funny. I think it's just like not having a guitar, sort of like swing around.
And like hide behind, I suppose, as well, in a way, you know, like
absolutely.
you're kind of like, I mean, I guess people are still watching you play the guitar, but you're like, well, this isn't, it's like another appendage of my it's another arm or a leg or whatever. But
I'm trying to get over it, I think. Because I went on, my other friend got me on stage, he does this show called Tiny King, my friend Nathan Robert.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot taller than him. So he got me up to like knight me as like a knight of the Tiny King. My knees were like shaking.
Shut up.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, it was like I was doing a PowerPoint presentation in high school or something like that.
Did you have lines to say and stuff?
No, I think I didn't know what was going to happen. So I was like, what?
So it was like improv.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so scary. I can't even imagine. Like, it's like this. I feel like I do improv when I'm talking to you guys, let alone, and it's just you two, you know? Like, imagine having people like, I guess there are some people in here, but like having like an audience and you're there and they're hanging on every single word that you're saying or doing.
Such a craft.
Totally.
Like the way they train that part of it.
100%. Over this break, how do you feel as though, I guess, have you changed, or do you feel like the band dynamic has changed, or has anything grown or is different?
I think we've recalibrated. We took this time we've never spent so long recording an album, building the world for the album. So the time off was so valuable for just taking a step back and going, okay, how exactly do we want to approach this? And it feels like we've used that time also to build, like anticipation for when we finally release stuff.
And I feel like you can feel that anticipation, like even just looking on socials, every post, everybody's in the comments and they're so excited to hear from you. And I think that's something really special and something you should be really proud of, is that you've built that community, right? Like, are you feeling the love from all the people so far?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like, we started missing them for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, and grateful that they stuck around a year.
Yeah. Was that ever a worry? Like, if you take that time off, that people will...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like all my family members were like, you're waiting too long. It's
Really?
Too long. What do you know?
Yeah. But you feel that's nice. Yeah. Because I would imagine that would be like the stressful thing, you know, because we live in a world of social media where you get told if you're not consistently posting or you're not consistently whatever, people are just going to forget about you because everybody's got access to that. Yeah. So it must be such a I don't know, like a pat on the back moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's very cool. And then how, I guess, with the recording process and that time, how did it affect the creation of this album and being a part, I guess, speak to like that process?
I think it was like pretty good. We kind of like were able to sort of work on our separate parts and contributions to it, sort of like in isolation of each other. And then we all came together and we're just like non-stop around each other for like, the whole process, which is a lot of fun. So, lots of laughs.
It would be cool as well to like come together and then hear something that somebody else has been working on.
Exactly.
And get excited about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Check this out.
Totally.
So funny.
Totally. Because you would, I don't know, you kind of...
But you're scared as well because you're like, I hope they like it.
And then you probably spend so much time with your own thing, you don't even know what it sounds like. I guess, you know, like when you release an album, you hear it, I would imagine, I've not released an album, but I would imagine you get so close to the sound and everything that you kind of almost don't know if it's going to relate and it would be the same bringing it to the members of the band, things like that.
Totally. Yeah.
Sometimes you do like 10 versions of something and the first one was fine. And that was the good one. It's weird.
I feel like that's so true. Like Ollie does that a lot where he'll show me a demo of a song and then he'll show me the finished version of a song and I like the demo better.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's like raw and I don't know.
We call it demo-itis.
Yeah, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. You kind of fall in love with that. Because you hear that so much and then you're going to try and build this other version, which keeps like the heart of the demo. It's a hard process.
Was there anything that anybody brought where you were like, we don't like that?
I'm sure we all brought things that wasn't liked, but it's all just an evolving every day. Everyone's changing, tweaking what they have so that it works all together as one big piece.
Cohesive piece. Yeah. So Peppa, you haven't always been in the band. You joined in 2020, correct?
Yes.
I guess the transition into starting and then now, did it fit? How do you feel differently now, I suppose, as to 4 or 5 years ago?
I think when I first joined, I was playing a lot of music, and I had always really wanted to be like in a band like this. And then it finally happened, and I was just so overjoyed. And it did take me a little while to adjust. I think probably for all of us, like, adjust our mindset to touring, to being like recognised.
But you joined right as it got so intense.
Yeah.
So it's like so straight into the deep end.
Yeah, fully. And what do you mean by that, like intense? Like what happened at that time?
Oh, your second show was Splendour. I remember.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
And then like
amazing.
the album happened, and we're just touring all the time in COVID. And
Yeah.
lots of stuff.
Fully intense. Intense time.
Yeah. And it was like almost disorientating, I guess, like having so much in your life change so quickly. But now it feels like we're all really, I don't know what the word is, but grounded.
Thank you so
and
much. It's great.
It's so nice. It's so nice. But that's
I can't tell if you're joking.
No, for real.
no, that's so nice. Because it would be hard, I guess. Because did you know any of the guys before joining, or was it meet them all on the same day at the same time?
Met them all on the same day, but I feel like there was needs to click, and it felt very right
Yeah. Okay.
from the start.
Peppa backed into my car in the
Yeah, I
second
did.
rehearsal.
No way, really.
So we kind of got to know each other almost like
Yeah.
navigating insurance claim stuff. So funny.
Like, what's your birthday?
yeah.
What's your driver's license number? yeah. That's
That
cool.
was so bad.
Are you guys still in touch with Amelia?
Yeah.
Does she come to see shows or
No.
no?
No, well, we haven't played many shows
Oh, well,
recently.
yeah, of course.
But I saw her the other day. Kieran saw her as well.
Yeah, nice.
Just went to the beach, and she's doing well.
Yeah, she a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, did medicine or something? Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like living in Albany doing that stuff. And
Where's Albany?
5 hours south of Perth.
Okay, wow.
I
So
think
what?
she's doing it. Is she
She's
doing
back in.
it
She's in
Perth?
Perth now,
Yeah.
like the last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Very cool.
She was actually the doctor for my grandparents.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Shut up. Did
I
you
like-
know? Was that coincidence?
It was a coincidence, yeah. My grandma's like so into all the music industry stuff. She knows like all these bands, managers and things, and she saw Amelia coming and she's like, I know you.
And she said it to Amelia.
I don't think she did.
Oh, that's so cute. Though. Oh my gosh. The new album, tell us as much as you can tell us about maybe like the themes or what to expect, or I don't know, like backing, like vocals. Do you do any of the singing? Or?
I think we are always pushing ourselves with like who we're working with and things. So it's really exciting to go to LA and work with a new producer and hear what he brought to the sound. And I think we're always trying to just try new stuff and keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And how about you, mate?
Yeah, working with Mike Cross, he was so
Yeah, because
awesome.
he did 1975, right?
Yeah,
Which
he did
is
Arctic Monkey's first EP. And
Did he really?
second
I didn't
album.
know that.
Paul Fallis as well. So it was kind of a cool fit for us,
very
I think.
cool. Very cool.
Sort of like guitar guy, but also pop sensibilities.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I just think it's probably our best album, probably.
yeah. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. It's
yeah.
the most intentional.
Okay.
For
Okay.
sure.
That's amazing. And do you feel the same way? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really proud of it, and I think we all are.
Yeah. I mean, totally.
We're so excited for people to hear it.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm
we've
so
had it for
excited to hear
ages,
it. Yeah.
and it needs to have another life now.
Yes,
It's like-
absolutely.
that's why we made it.
Absolutely. And do you think that you can hear like Mike's sound on the album?
Especially, and I think especially because we did it with him. It's
Yes,
like you
of
can
course.
hear, I remember all these little parts that we like, and Stephen Sesso, the engineer as well, like what we're all getting up to and
Mm-hmm.
giggling and twisting knobs. And
And you're all in LA
Yes.
doing this with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How long were you in LA for?
I think overall 3 months doing
Okay.
the album.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Is that writing and recording in that 3 months?
No, just recording.
Okay. Yeah.
recording. Caleb and I were living there the year before
Yeah.
for quite a while, but I think we did, I think it was like maybe 4 months.
I can't quite remember.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a blur, but
So funny because when I was little, don't you reckon when you're little you think of like an album being recorded and it's like just like they go in and they sing it and it's done? And like I suppose now being so close to so many musicians and speaking to musicians, I'm like, it's not like that. Like a bit could come from, I think actually Caleb said once that like there was a song on Here Comes Everybody or something, or, I don't know, but it was like a 60-year-old. Yeah, was that? I can't remember what it was. I remember hearing him talk about it, and
maybe
it was like
lunchtime.
Yes,
came
it
from
was
a mess,
lunchtime.
the
Yeah,
demo, and
yes,
then, it's like that core structure, and then we like coloured it.
Yeah,
differently.
which was 6 years old, and then it appears then on lunchtime, which is crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, for me, I always was like, I'm still now, I'm like kind of like, wow, it doesn't just come out of you, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it does, but not all at once. It's really cool.
Totally.
There's definitely a few songs like in the bank for us now.
Oh, yeah?
that didn't make the record.
Oh, yeah?
I think,
Was it hard deciding which ones?
Yeah,
been
I think
on?
so. There was a lot of good ones, hey.
Really? Yeah.
Caleb wrote a lot of good songs.
Which track is your favourite, do you think?
It's always changing, but at the moment mine is August.
Okay, August. And yourself?
I love Through My Teeth, but I love August as well.
Yeah.
And all the noise and
Hard to
so hard,
choose.
impossible to say. They're all cool.
It's impossible
yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense.
There's
It makes
lots
sense.
of conversational little topics.
Totally.
in the
What do
titles.
you think like fans of Spacey will get from this album, or like what do you hope they take away from this album?
I think one thing is that we hope people can listen back to it a lot. Mm-hmm. We have like put heaps of layers in, and the idea is sort of that you can listen back and hear something new every time or listen to something slightly differently. And I think that's something really cool that Mike Crossy brought to the table. He was really cool at adding lots of little pieces. Here and there.
Yeah. I was listening to a Tyler Creator interview the other day, and he was saying, because Chromacopia came out a couple of months ago, and he was saying how he loved that people were coming, like the feedback he was getting from his fans was that people were saying, I didn't really get it on the first listen, but on like the fourth or fifth or sixth listen, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. And he's like, it's really cool because that shows that people are listening to a body of work, not just a single. And so maybe that's like the same, like you.
But not so common these days.
Yeah.
But I always feel like that's a better experience in a way if you don't quite get it at the start. It's like more like rich. It's more
100%.
depth to it.
100%. Well, that was like for me, for listening to Chromacopia, it was the same thing. I didn't, on the first listen, I was like, oh yeah, because I'm such a big fan of the Igor record. But then after a few listens, I was like, oh, like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyler, you've done it again. yeah. This episode's going to come out after Hottest 100, but I'm just curious, what do you guys hope places and what do you predict? And then we can watch it back and see if you get it right.
Okay.
I'm really not good to ask about.
You're not good?
Yeah.
I think Billie Eilish or Murder on the Dance Floor. Royal Otis is going to come first.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. And other than that,
Love
Yeah.
to see some Teenage Dad songs in there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. They were on my list as well. So,
And Lime,
um,
obviously.
yeah, you have to say that because I'm here though. We hate them otherwise. And then, Peppa, I just wanted to ask you about your own TikTok and environmental like journey, I suppose, and education and what that means to you.
yeah, it means everything to me, to be honest. Like, I grew up in a very rural area, so I feel like I'm very connected to nature, as we all are, but I really value it a lot, and I know how important it is to protect it and look after it, and I think I'm very lucky to have a little bit of a platform that I can use to hopefully make any kind of difference.
Yeah.
And I think especially as musicians, touring musicians, I'm sure the Lime boys, like, they talk about it a lot, but
Yeah.
balancing the environmental impact of that with making a positive change. Yeah, it's quite challenging, and it feels really good just doing something small like making a TikTok, because that's a space to just like take a little bit of action, and that helps a lot with any like climate despair or any of that sort of stuff.
Do you think a lot of it came from growing up in WA and like being in nature?
Yeah, definitely. Like, my family's all very environmentally focused and things like that, and I think it definitely helps that connection, knowing how important it is growing up around it a lot.
Yeah, if you had to like give, because like it can be such an overwhelming topic, people don't even know where to begin, you know, you're like, me getting one plastic cup with my coffee in it isn't going to change the world.
Yeah.
But like if you had to say like one thing to people who do feel overwhelmed, like where to start or like what's a good place?
I think if you connect with like-minded people, find some sort of organisation that resonates with you or some sort of group, or even just talk to people around you and you find that they feel similarly or that they have been trying things, then I think that helps you feel less alone, which is really important.
Yeah, and lots of conversations and just, totally.
Exactly. And it is a sensitive subject, so it's not always the easiest, but it can be really
and people can
helpful.
switch off because it's not a very sexy subject.
No.
Right? Like, so people, I feel like they're like, but I'm just one person, so how, like, they close off quickly because it's too hard. It's in the too hard basket almost, if that makes sense. So I have a bowl of fortune cookies. We do this every episode. They're questions that have been submitted by viewers. So take a cookie.
Cool.
And you can eat them.
Thanks.
They're really yummy. Tastes kind of like cardboard.
Oh, this is a good question.
Okay, Peppa, do you want to go first then?
I need a moment to think.
Okay,
actually.
Ashton, you can go.
My question is there a song you don't like playing live? It's a hard one because it's like babies, you know?
I know.
It's like, we like them all.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes I get a little in my head about playing Feeding the Family because we've played it every show since it came out. And I think it's an awesome song. But I think we would write it differently if we wrote it now. Like, I don't know if you know on the song, like the riff that I play just goes over and over and over and over. So I'm just like...
Playing the same, like Groundhog Day on the guitar,
And then, but the saving grace of that is that I get to do a big guitar solo. So I always like manage it like that.
Okay,
It's waiting for the...
It's like the present at the end of like the tedious long day. You get to go home and put on some music, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty much.
And Peppa, what's your question, sir?
My question is, have you ever played a gig and thought never again?
Oh.
Like never play again?
Yeah,
Or
like
never,
I don't ever want to do this again, maybe? I don't know. I guess however you
What have you
interpret it.
got? I guess, have we ever had to do a show that was like weird in any kind of way? Like had to change something or...
You love your job.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe when we had to do like seated shows.
Oh yeah, during COVID.
Yeah,
But it was still
weird.
awesome playing a show.
Yeah.
And then I feel like no one ever listened anyway. So.
It's so hard. I know. I remember the seated shows, although I feel like I'm showing my age. I was like, this is nice. My feet aren't hurting.
I guess as well, another COVID show thing was we had to do 2 shows in a night. We did that so often. It's like that's so full on. It's exhausting.
And then you're also like packing up, packing down.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think one thing, not never again, but one thing I have taken away is like in the earlier days we used to party a bit and not really sleep, and doing a show the next day is always...
Well, maybe that's never again.
Yeah, so I definitely value getting a bit more sleep now. I've learned from that.
We don't want to sleep on floors and stuff anymore.
Oh my God. Nor should you have to. That's crazy. I mean, probably kind of good, like they do Shavasana and yoga on the floor. Maybe you just like
You can make the
yogaing
most
out.
of it, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank
and I'm
you.
so excited to hear the album and and also I guess see you live soon. There'll be lots of shows, I'm guessing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you later.